Welcome back to Random Lore, your go-to destination for all things Middle-earth. Here, we deep dive into the epic lore of J.R.R. Tolkien's masterpiece, exploring the rich history, characters, and mysteries of The Lord of the Rings and beyond. Whether you're a lifelong fan or new to the world of Middle-earth, there's something here for everyone. In today's video, we'll be delving into how Sauron forged the One Ring, uncovering the fascinating details and untold stories, so grab your lembas bread and settle in for an adventure. Let's get started. Sauron, originally known as Myron, was a Maya, an angelic being created by Eru Iluvatar, the supreme deity of J.R.R. Tolkien's Middle-earth legendarium. He served Aule, the smith, one of the Valar and higher order divine beings, and gained extensive knowledge of craftsmanship and lore. However, Sauron was corrupted by Melkor, later called Morgoth, the first Dark Lord, and became his most trusted lieutenant. Sauron used the knowledge he gained from Aule to devastating effect in his service to Melkor in the First Age. After Morgoth's defeat at the end of the First Age, Sauron chose to remain in Middle-earth, desiring to establish himself as the new Dark Lord. He sought to bring order to Middle-earth, but through domination and tyranny, believing himself to be the most capable ruler. To achieve this, he needed a means to control the free peoples of Middle-earth, so in hiding he waited for 500 years. During the Second Age, Sauron had amassed power in the land of Mordor, building the start of Barad-dûr and corrupting the Haradrim and Easterlings to his side. Seeking to add the elves to his armies as well, Sauron disguised himself as Anatar, the Lord of Gifts, and presented himself to the elves of Eregion under the guise of an emissary of the Valar. These particular elves were led by Celebrimbor. Celebrimbor was the grandson of Feanor, the greatest elven smith, and possessed exceptional skills in crafting. Though not all the elves trusted him, Sauron played upon the elves' desire for knowledge and power, teaching them advanced craftsmanship and magic. Under Sauron's tutelage, the elves forged the Rings of Power. 3 rings for the elves. These were the most powerful after the One Ring, crafted without Sauron's direct involvement, which made them free from his immediate control. 7 rings for the dwarves, designed to increase their wealth and influence, though the inherent resilience of the dwarves made them resistant to full subjugation. 9 rings for men. These were the easiest to corrupt, leading their bearers to become the Nazgûl, or ring-wraiths, enslaved by Sauron's will. Sauron's ultimate aim was to control the elves and all the other rings of power. He secretly journeyed to Mount Doom, or Orodruin, a volcano in the land of Mordor. There, in the heart of the volcano, Sauron forged the One Ring, using the combined knowledge acquired over the millennia from Aule, Morgoth, Celebrimbor, and all of his own dark, twisted magic. This was no ordinary ring. It was imbued with a significant portion of Sauron's power, making it extraordinarily potent. As he crafted the One Ring, Sauron spoke the incantation that would bind all the rings of power to his will. One ring to rule them all, one ring to find them, one ring to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them. This inscription was written in Tengwar, the black speech of Mordor, and engraved on the ring, though it was only visible when the ring was heated. The One Ring had several powers. By wearing the One Ring, Sauron could dominate the minds of those who wore the other rings of power, extending his influence over them. The ring also rendered its wearer invisible, transporting them partially into the spirit world. It greatly extended the lifespan of its bearer, but slowly corrupted them, making them increasingly dependent on the ring. The ring had a will of its own, constantly seeking to return to its master Sauron. Sauron's plan was nearly perfect, but the elves discovered his true identity and intentions. Realizing they had been deceived, they removed their rings, thwarting his immediate control over them. This led to open war, culminating in the War of the Last Alliance of Elves and Men. The Dwarf Lords who received the rings proved to be quite resistant to their dark influence, and neither faded nor became enslaved to Sauron's will. The rings, however, created in them an insatiable lust for gold, which ultimately caused a great deal of grief for the dwarves. As Sauron predicted, the 9 men were all corrupted by their rings and became the Nazgûl, Sauron's deadliest servants. And as we all most likely already know, in the final battle at the slopes of Mount Doom, Sauron was defeated by the combined forces of elves and men. Isildur, a prince of men, cut the ring from Sauron's hand, severing much of his power. However, Isildur chose to keep the ring for himself rather than destroy it, a decision that allowed Sauron's spirit to endure. The One Ring was lost for over 2 millennia until it was found by Gollum, and later by Bilbo Baggins, setting the stage for the events of The Lord of the Rings. The quest to destroy the One Ring becomes the central plot of the trilogy, as it is the only means to ensure Sauron's final defeat and the liberation of Middle-earth from his shadow. In summary, Sauron forged the One Ring with the intent to control all other rings of power and dominate Middle-earth. His intricate plan was partially successful, but his ultimate defeat was delayed by the fateful choices of men and elves and the enduring resistance of the free peoples of Middle-earth. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through Middle-earth. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content about the rich world of J.R.R. Tolkien. I appreciate your support and enthusiasm. Feel free to leave a comment with your thoughts or questions. I love hearing from fellow fans. Until next time, may your path be guided by the light of Ariendil. Farewell.